Hello everyone, I'm going to be doing a video today just showing you how to remove the overclocking lock through your motherboard if you have had the issue of not being able to undervolt your laptop and no other methods are working, like through Grub, and you have no other options left like I had. So your only other option would be to go into the motherboard's legacy BIOS and change those values and write them to the motherboard themselves. Just to let you know, as a disclaimer, obviously it's up to you whether you want to do this or not. You can damage your laptop if you do something completely wrong. Having said that, I did learn this myself and nothing happened to me, but I do have to make you aware of that. Okay, the first thing we want to do is make a file on your desktop. I just named it unlocking CPU, whatever you want. And in there, you're going to want to have, it'll be empty, so make a file called dump. And this is where we're going to dump some information in here. Now, I've listed in the description below these tools that you see here. So if you just click on the links below, this will take you to Google to basically download these tools. The first thing you want to do after you've downloaded it is double click on this one. And what happens is you'll get this. You don't want that. You want to right click on it, run as administrator. You'll get another warning, but this time it'll work. If you don't do the administrator, it won't allow you to read the information. So what we do is click on here, go down to 16. So I've been told that you do this on the size of your RAM. So I've got 16GB RAM, so I use 16,000K. I don't think that's the case. I heard someone else saying that's got nothing to do with it. I don't know. I just do this and it works every time. It's fine. So I suggest you just do the same thing. I want you to click read. And then we're going to let that run through. It's going to read all your BIOS information. Go ahead and skip this video if you don't want to wait for this. Okay, when that happens, you click OK, you click Backup, and you should have the save in and select the dump file. If you don't, obviously, go ahead and find that file and select dump. I personally like to rename this AW for Alienware because that's the laptop I have. And save. OK, exit. And then if you click on your dump file, you should have this here now. Now, we can't do anything with that. It's just a file. It's just a ROM file. So what we want to do now is go to your UEFI tool, double click that. Now when you're in here, I want you to go to File, Open Image, Dump. Now, as you can see, it comes up with this UEFI image. So what I want you to do from here is to click Control F, go to text, and type Overclocking lock. And then you'll get this down here. Double click this and you get this image. Now I think it's different for everyone, but if you just go on to this one here, right click, extract as is. Now put this into your dump file and leave the name as it is. Make sure this has got bin here and save. Come out of this, go to dump, and you should have it here, but there's nothing yet we can do with this, and we do want to be able to read this file so we can find the lock. So what we do is we go to the IRFE extractor, click on this one here, double click this one. This should come up saying UEFI, a UEFI with being in green. Extract. This is the name it comes up with, text file. Make sure it's in your dump file. OK, exit, come back out. And as you can see here, we've got this one. So you can delete this. Now double click on here. And now we've got everything that we need here. But there's a lot of information to go through. So it will take you forever to scroll. So what you do is click Control F. And you can put CFG lock or OC lock. I just put CFG lock, click Find Next. And then you can see they're both together, Overclocking lock and CFG lock. I don't know if you need to do this lock as well. I think this has something to do with Mac computers. It's been a long time since I've done this, so I can't remember. So I take both value downs. So what I want you to do is when you find the CFG lock come across, you should have var store info, and then when it's got var offset var name dot dot, this is what you want. So write this digit down, this number down here, exactly as it is. And then for overclocking lock, I want you to do the same and write this one down here. So this is mine. Once you have those values down, you can come out of here. Now what we want to do is to move on to the next stage. So if this was too confusing for you or was too much, too technical, I do recommend visiting Laptop Tweaking Tips. I will put a link in the description down below to the video that I learned from him on how to get this information. You will need this information going forward. If you're ready to go ahead and go straight into the next stage, then this part is now for you. So what I need you to do is get a pen drive. It can be like 1 GB, doesn't really matter. And what you're going to do is I want you to right click, format, make sure it's FAT32, and just click start. And we're done. And then what you do is open it up, create a new folder, name it EFI, go into that folder, new folder, boot, enter, go into that folder. Now before we do anything else, you're going to need to go to this website here, come back out, and you can just put ru.efi into Google and it should come up with the first page. Now, this is going to be what you need to access this menu here, which is your BIOS read write menu. Just so you know, this is the latest version here. Don't use this one. Reason being is I get a black screen, and I've just seen on some forums that people are getting that and they don't know why. I just found out last night this is the reason why. All you do is scroll down to the next one, the 5.32, which is the 2022 version. Click on this and download this one here, so you get the file from here. Copy and paste this password. What you're going to do is download this file. You see it's here. Let me just make this smaller. Okay, and what we do is now get the pen drive one back up. So remember, we are in the pen drive. We've created an EFI folder, then the boot folder. Now I want you to click on the one that says not RU32, RU EFI. Click and drag. And this is where you type in the password. This is why I told you to copy and paste it. Okay, that'll give you access. Okay, now we've got this file in here. I want you to rename this file boot, and I think it was x64, like that. Okay, now it's done. Okay, so next stage is what's going to happen is you're going to restart your computer. So for me, I have to use F12, and then I can select where I want the system to boot from. So I want to boot from my USB drive. Before you do any of that, make sure that you go into your BIOS and disable secure boot. Okay, so disable secure boot and then restart the computer, boot from the USB drive, and it will automatically go into the read-write screen. What you should see is something like this here. It'll come up with a message. The first thing I want you to do is push escape. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I can't record my screen when it's in this BIOS menu. For me, with having a laptop, just to let you know, I had to put the performance of the fans onto full speed. It does get really hot while you're in this menu, and when I first used it, the computer cut out and I was so scared because I thought I bricked my computer and it was ruined, but it was just because it got so hot it shut down and restarted. So I do recommend having your fan settings on full speed if you can. When you go into this, push escape, and then what I want you to do once you're in this menu is to push the keys Alt and then equals, and then that will come up with a list of menus, and then I want you to use the down arrow to scroll down. So for me it was setup, some people it was CPU setup, for me it was setup. If you're not sure what var store your information's under, when we got the BIOS information up and we look for the lock, it will tell you which ones it's under. Again, I recommend watching Laptop Tweaking Tips. He will show you how to get all that information, the var store names and numbers and stuff. So if you want to go back to there, this is just more for people that have probably already done this and they want to go to the next level, which is obviously read write level on the BIOS. Once you're in that level, mine was 0x0AO. Now it tricked me at first because I thought the first value on the left side was 0x70, but I was wrong. You have to use page down and it will keep going down. There's a lot more of a list below. I had to go down to 0x700 and then the top value I needed to look for AO. When you line those two up, what will happen is you'll have a value. It said 01. You don't have to push anything, but just on your keyboard, just type 00 and it will automatically flash to that. Nothing changes until you write it to the BIOS. So once you change that, then go to your CFG lock, do the same for that one, go over to 01, type 00, and then when we're done, what I want you to do is to push Control W. That will write it to the BIOS, and then to exit, push Alt and Q. And it should exit out of the system, restart the system. And then what you want to do is when it all loads back up, open up throttle stop, and when you click on CPU core, you should get this option here to unlock your values. And as you can see, unlock, I can move them again. I can also change my values on here, and you can see it's all unlocked. Okay, so I've had to record this on my phone because I won't be able to screen record what I'm doing when I'm in the BIOS. So we're going to go to restart the computer. Obviously I'm assuming you've already done the secure unlock and you're already ready to go and boot off the USB drive. Set your fans to high. I won't need to set my fans to high because I'm going to be able to get in and out pretty quickly. Okay, and then we're going to go down to USB, boot from that, and this is the screen that you'll get. You just push escape, and then I'm going to push Alt and equals. And now we're going to scroll down, and I'm going to go to setup, and click enter. Okay, so the first time I've done this, I went to this value here, and then OA here, and this was wrong. Okay, what you want to do is click Control and page down if you have 3 digits like me, and then you want to go to 0704. If you look here, when you go across, you can see that that's your total value, 0704. So 0x704, that was my value for the lock. When you hover over it, it should say 01. You push the 0 twice, it will start flashing. The CFG lock for me was this one down here, 07AO, so it was 0x7AO, so I know it's right. When you line this section up with this one, it will tell you here what it is. It should line up with what you wrote down, just minus the little times in the middle, 00, and then what you do is push Control W, should write your values, okay, and then Alt Q. If it says that, don't worry, just push any button and it will reset and reboot. And I'll just keep recording just to show you that everything's fine. Take a minute just to restart, and there it is. There's the restart menu, and I won't cut anything out, I'll just keep it running so you know it's starting up just fine.
And there you go.